right, guys, good morning. We are in the garage. You can see the 1970 Buick Skylark here. I'm gonna set this thing down. We're gonna give you guys a fresh, cold start. Because she has not been started yet today. I got some work to get done on it. I figured you guys would like to hear what she sounds like. Oh. Nothing like that fresh smell of gas. Oh, I could have came forward another couple inches, huh? Yeah, let me do that. Just to be safe. I think now we're good, right? Yeah. Now we can get up under this beast and see what we got to get done on her. Now, before somebody comments and tells me that this is not safe to be under the car with these ramps are made to hold 3 tons. 3 tons. And last I checked, this car does not weigh 3 tons on the front clip alone. So I think we're good. So let me get the tools out and we'll get started. So you can see that beautiful LS right there. Suspension looks pretty decent. Here in a second. Whew. Got the Craftsman tool set on deck. Shout out to Joyride Autos. I need to do another video on them ASAP for you guys. All right, I'm under this beast. Whew. Let me give you guys a... All right, now I know that the view is kind of like what I'm looking at right now. It's a little different. Let me turn you guys this way. There we go. We got you flipped up so you guys can see straight down. So a couple different things I was looking at. I wanted to check out, make sure the wiring and stuff here for the fan was solid. That's been tightened up and replaced this as of yesterday. And I wanted to look at some stuff on the suspension. Now I see the blocks here for where this will squish up and hit. You know, what they call, I guess you call them their hit blocks, where it kind of like bounces off your frame. And then I wanted to look at the bottom of the motor, which is what we were looking at here, right? And you can see like this thing is pretty well sorted performance-wise with the motor. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing and what we have to work with here. I really, really am. Now there's another accessory belt that can go here. And I have considered putting another cooler on it. Reason being, this car is actually going to be raced. This thing is actually going to be run. But look at the headers and stuff coming down to go right down to the mids. Big deep pipes all the way back. And she's loud and she has mufflers. Could you imagine if this thing didn't have mufflers at all? Man, this thing would be an absolute beast. Frame-wise, everything looks pretty solid. There's a couple of things that are concerning to me right off the bat with this car. Like these joints here, they're like covered in, I don't know what this is, oil or gunk or whatever. They have fittings. I'm going to try to grease them up. But I have a feeling like these, this part of the steering rack, like this whole section is going to come out. All of this all the way across, all the way over to here. Now, this is the actual power steering pump, and it's old school, man. I'm thinking delete all of this, and instead of going hydraulic, maybe go electric steering. That's what I'm thinking. I'd love to know what you guys think about it in the comments. Your thoughts and impressions on that as well. Oh. But there's a lot of extra crap in here that went down. Like you can see, there's just some stuff we got to tighten up. Like look at those old lines, those metal lines just sticking out where they ain't been done. The brakes need to be upgraded for sure. And look, at least his disc brakes all the way around. But you know, and I know what the shop that did the work here is going to say, you know, like, oh, you know, the control arms and stuff are upgraded, and they are. They're nice. So is the stuff up top. But like this right here, man, is just, oh, especially with these big ass rims. You think they would have tightened that up, but they didn't. Cross member over there looks good. I don't really see, there's really no like floor rot or body rot under the panels. We're going to go farther back in the car here in just a minute and check out the rest. Damn thing is pretty though, isn't it? Whew. All right. Oh, trying to get down here on the ground. I'll flip you guys around so you guys can get a better look at this frame and what I'm working with here. This is kind of like a gel or some kind of cover. Now, I've seen these before. They used to sell stuff like this back in the day that they would coat frames to protect it. She looks pretty solid. Same here, that same coating is down here. But like the pins and whatnot in the car, fuel tank looks good. I mean, she looks pretty damn solid, man. Fuel filter looks like it's fairly new. So I'm not really stressing that. I'm just trying to figure out why she ain't running for shit. Now, same thing. You can see the rear suspension back there. Frame looks really good. Now, there is a couple spots. See the rust spots? Oh, shit. See these rust spots over here? I know the camera angle's got to be weird, but I'm laying on the ground, guys. So, do you see the rust spots right here? There's a couple things that I need to tighten up. I want to grind out and address and get her tightened up. But I'm going to move you guys around under here so you guys can get a better look under the chassis. Look at these big ass 4-inch pipes all the way back. Really good exhaust job if you ask me. Man, straight back from the headers to these exhausts. I'm guessing these are, I don't see a brand on them, but they sound damn good, don't they? That cold start sounded ridiculous. Rear end's not leaking, looks good. Everything looks good on that end. All right, let's go all the way to the back and look at the rest. All right, guys, we're in the back. Now, let me see if I can bend this up a little bit. There we go. Now you guys can see the rear end. Looks really good. Oh. Why is the camera hating on me? All right. The rear end looks really good. No leaks, no nothing. Pretty solid all the way around. Suspension, the shocks back here look like they're brand new. We look good there. So there's just a couple of things that I really need to address on this car, cosmetic and otherwise. first things first, I want to get the steering a little bit more tight. And there's a couple things I can tighten down to make her sit a little better. So I'm going to get into that right now. I'm going to put you guys down here on time lapse while I do that. But I'm going to get under here and tighten a couple things up. One in the, well, I got to pop the hood. I got to do one thing up on the rack, on the column, you know, directly that comes through, and two other things under the car. So we're going to get into that right now, get the steering tightened up, and then we're going to try to address the low idle. I don't know if it's a low idle or she just stalls. Like, it's almost like she's not getting enough fuel. And I have a feeling it needs a bigger fuel pump. Or a stronger fuel pump. That's my guess. That's my guess. I'm just taking a shot at the dark right now, but we're going to see. But let's go ahead and I'll get you guys set up. We'll get this time lapse in and we'll get this thing knocked out. All right, guys, so we did a couple different things here. One of the things that was super dangerous about this car when I first got into it was the steering was like extra sloppy, right? There was this bolt that you see here. Oh wait, you might not be able to see it because the alternator's in the way. This bolt that you see here was completely missing. Like, it was still going, the shaft was still going in, but there wasn't much that it was gripping, which caused it to have all of that friggin' play. Like, this thing could turn and it wasn't doing shit here into the pump, which was absolutely ridiculous, right? Now, the power steering pump is old school, man. It's just an old school pump. And, you know, the box up top for the fluid is here. Now, I'm a little, I don't want to say I'm concerned. I think we're going to do much better with the electric steering. But I tightened up everything I could to tighten up in the suspension and the steering to see if we can get a little bit of a tighter feel to her. So we're going to check that. Now we're going to drive her down off the ramps, and we're going to take her for a ride. One thing that has greatly helped me out is having the shop manuals on the iPad. You know, this car was built long before I was even a twinkle in my daddy's nutsack. So, all right, back her down. Constantly wanting to stall, man, because it's a manual throttle, like it's cabled. I think I could adjust it a little bit, and that's what we're gonna look at doing next. But let me get my Rhino ramps out the way. Oh boy. Oh. Put these back in here. Whew. Let's button up the hood and see how she drives with the tightened steering. I'm just going to move that in here for now. Because we're probably going to have to use them when I adjust the throttle. All right. All right, guys, so we're rolling. Now, one of the things I wanted to see, I keep forgetting the high beams are down there on the floor, is if she was gonna be really sloppy. And now you can see as I get into the wheel, she's not. Now when I turn the wheel, she actually goes in a direction. Whether it's a very little bit, like I could barely turn the wheel and she moves now. And that's what I wanted, because it was extremely sloppy at first. So we need to address the brakes. We need to address the brakes a little bit more. Now they're a little bit better than they were when I first got in her. You know, she actually stops now. As you can see here, the brakes actually work. But I think I need to put a bigger master cylinder on her. And I think if I do that, I'm just going to upgrade the brake system. I'm thinking there's a yard, and I don't know if it's going to be compatible. It's something I got to look at. But I'm thinking I might put some Brembos on this old girl, especially where she's going to spend a lot of her life at the track. You know, I want to be able to stop. I don't want to have to just rely on a parachute. You want to make sure that the vehicle can stop quickly and effectively, you know. Throttle response is good. That's the other thing that's driving me nuts about this thing stalling at a stop. And it doesn't do it after it's been running for a little bit. So I don't know if that's a fuel injection issue or what, but you can hear her, she runs. And you can see she wants to break. She wants to break loose. She wants to go. The only way I'm really going to be able to test her is if I take her to the track. Once I get the throttle stuff done, now that the steering is done. But I want brakes before I do that. I don't want to get out to the track and I run a good quarter mile, and then this thing gets away from me, you know. But you can hear it. I mean, listen to this thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you feel the whole thing sit back? Like when I get on this throttle, this thing just sits back. I mean, Jesus Christ. Nice. Oh boy. Now guys, this is what I was talking about here. Where I didn't get the pollen off the front there, huh? Where this throttle is basically manual. It's right here. It's all cabled, right? I am guessing I can adjust that a hair, just a tad, so that she sits in just a tad. Not a lot, but just enough to give her a little bit more fuel so she doesn't stall. Let me see if I can adjust that real quick. All right, guys, this is going to give you a little bit of a better idea. This is why, like, old school stuff I think is so much better now. In a newer car, you'd have to, like, tune a computer to get this done. But just a little Allen's wrench right here. You can see this right here. And I can turn that throttle back some where she's less. And then I can tune it where she's more. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire her up. And while she's running, we're going to adjust this right there. have it too high, because then when you go into gear, you're gonna jerk like a sumbitch. But yeah, that's it. Now she's purring, look at it. Oh yeah, this thing's about to be a problem. So guys, let me know if this is the end. I thought this was like lit, like it was, oh yeah, no, it's a spark, it's hot, look at that. There's literally a spark right there. It could be a fire. What the fuck, man? Wow, I think I just saved myself from burning myself up. Look at how loose this is. Whoo, wow, that cable is hot. Holy shit. Man, that thing was glowing. You saw it, right? I'm like, is that, they don't put lights over here. No, that's dangerous. All right, let's tighten that up. That's crazy. So this thing was legit, like, this thing would have caught on fire. Like if I would have tried to drive this any kind of distance, she'd have caught on fire. Because you saw the glowing mark. I was like, is that a light? It looked like a friggin' old school incandescent bulb, man. And it was all from this being loose. I gotta take this apart now. We're gonna have to inspect it and see if I can just, you know, because this is just a cable. There's no other wires in here. It's just one cable. But I want to let this cool off. We need to take this off and see what's up with that. But Jesus Christ, that was very lucky that we found that, because that would have burned this car to the wheels. All right, guys, so we've tightened up the alternator cable, and it was a little melted and stuff. It was a little concerning. You guys saw how it was glowing. That was crazy, and I found that on accident. And then we found a bolt missing where the coils are at. It's not huge, a big thing, but it's just little things like that that are just like unfinished touches with this build that I got to go over. So, but anyways, now we're going to take it for a drive. All right, guys. So today we tightened up the steering. We tightened up the steering. We bled the brakes, which I don't know if you guys got to see that part in the video. And we prevented an issue which would have caused this car to catch on fire. So I think overall, it's been a positive day on working on this car. I'm not going to name the speed shop that had this car first, that was doing the work on it. But always, like, if you're spending a lot of money on a vehicle to get done, whether it's a motor swap or whatever it is, make sure that, you know, the job is done right, whether you got to bring it to somebody else or not, because this one was not done right. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments if you're really liking the content from this 1970 Buick Skylark. And what do you think some of the first modifications, different things we should do? Oh, this phone is killing me. Let me know if there's any kind of modifications or other things we should add. I think LEDs and stuff is in order. But with that said, thank you guys very much for watching. And I gotta get out of here. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Woo! Man! Boy, she got some power, baby. She got some power. I know we're supposed to be out of here already. We're supposed to be already done with the video, but the 0 to 60 in this, how you think the Challenger gets sideways? Not like this.